everybody, it's Wendy with the Lexington Senior Center, and today I am here to do some exercises with a stress ball. So if you have one of these blue stress balls from the center, or you probably get them if you go to your doctor's office. A lot of times they'll pass those out for advertisement, but any kind of a little very kind of soft stress ball. If you don't have one of those, just wad up a couple pieces of paper. You'll need at least 2 or 3 pieces to get some substance to it, but you can use that instead if you don't have a stress ball. Now, if you want a stress ball, I can send one out to you, or you can stop by the center to pick one up. Just give me a call, 859-278-6072. I still have some of the resistance bands. If you want one of those flat Dynabands, I can get that to you as well. All right, this will be a very short video. What this will help, it will help with coordination and dexterity. If you happen to have carpal tunnel, if you have arthritis in your hands, these exercises should help with that. Of course, you shouldn't have any pain when you exercise, even if you're just exercising with this little ball. No pain, no gain, that is not correct, all right? Discomfort is okay, but pain is not. So grab either a ball or your little paper wad and join me. We'll sit down and work through our exercises, all right? So you want to sit up on the chair. We want to try to keep our wrists as straight as we can. You might get some flexion and extension through it, but for the most part, we're going to keep the wrist straight. So I'm really just going to start with the ball and just sort of roll it in my hands, get a feel for it. If you bake at all, you might do this movement when you're rolling dough in your hands, or if you play with your grandkids, you got some Play-Doh, you sort of roll it around a little bit of a circle. Now I have a trigger finger on one hand, and then my same hand also has a trigger thumb where the joint actually gets stuck. In my particular situation, the joints get stuck in a bent position. So I might have to stop and sort of release that. And you might have that same issue. Usually it's just caused with age and overuse. My body is sort of like an old car. It's got a lot of miles on it, so it's not what it used to be. Wiggle the fingers a little bit. And then I'm going to try to roll the ball up and down, and I'm going to try to roll it from my fingers to my wrist, from hand to hand, and trying to keep the wrist as straight as possible. So just a little bit of a roll. Trying to keep my fingers straight as best I can. It's a little bit more challenging for me on one hand than the other. And sometimes when you start these exercises, you might feel some discomfort, but as we get the blood flowing in to those areas and get those joints lubricated, usually it feels a little bit better as we go along. So I'm just rolling up and down, going all the way down to the end of the hand where the wrist is, and then back up to the fingertips. And applying just a little bit of pressure. I'm not really squeezing the ball between the hands, just rolling it. Then all I'm gonna do is just toss the ball from hand to hand. Little hand-eye coordination going on. Sitting up tall, got the tummy pulled in. Watch it doesn't become this, where it's just a handoff. We want to get a little bit of air under that ball. And if you notice, my palm is up the entire time. What I'm going to do is add a little rotation. So I'm going to toss that ball over, catch it, and then just rotate it. Coming back, toss it over, and then just rotate the palm and the forearm. So I toss and I rotate it over. And I've got a nice grip on the ball. I'm not trying to squeeze it real tight, but just enough to hold on to it. Watch you're not holding your breath. And if you drop the ball, no big deal. You don't have to rush to pick it up. That'll just get you a few more steps in for the day if you happen to drop the ball and have to go get it. The ball will probably toss a little bit easier than that paper wad does. So if you're using the paper, you might have to put a little bit more oomph behind that. Maybe we'll do one more on each side. And then all I'm going to do is take the ball between the palms, and I'm going to work some chest presses. But I'm really just pushing those hands against the ball, trying to keep my wrist as straight as possible. The arms are relatively close to the body, so I'm not way out here with the straight arm. I do have a bend in my elbows, but really trying to push and push, using the palms of the hands. You might feel the chest muscles working a little bit. So as I press in, I think about contracting the chest muscles. We'll do just a couple more. Good, then all I'm gonna do is take one hand down and one up. My elbows are going out. So as the bottom hand pushes up, the top hand pushes down. The bottom hand pushes up, the top hand is pushing down. I'm trying to keep my wrists as straight as possible. Might feel some work through the chest and the shoulders as well. We'll just flip it. So I'm gonna take a new arm on top. One is pushing down as the other one is pushing up. I'm doing my best to keep my fingers straight. Elbows are out, getting that push and that push. And you can do as many reps as you want to. If you only want to do a couple, that's fine with me. You might need to stop and wiggle your fingers every once in a while. Then we'll stop. We're going to do a couple wrist circles, maybe both directions. Wiggle those fingers a little bit. And then I'm going to place the ball in the palm of my right hand, and I'm going to squeeze. And I'm going to try to keep that wrist straight. So watch if this stuff doesn't happen, that flexion and extension. I'm not going to use my thumb, but I'm going to keep the wrist and the fingers as straight as possible. And I'm going to squeeze the ball. And we're going to do about 10 squeezes on each side. So my thumb is out. Sometimes if you look, you can see a little bit of muscle movement down here in that forearm. Let's do 2 more. And then I will switch hands, same thing. And you might find that one hand is easier than the other. You might only want to do a couple reps on one hand. And remember, I'm trying to keep the wrist straight. I'm not using the thumb. Do 2 more. Good, then we're going to wiggle a little bit. And then I'm going to work only the thumb so that the ball goes into the palm of the hand, and I'm going to work only the thumb. The fingers are going to stay straight. Trying to keep the wrist straight. Probably can't squeeze as tight. We'll do 1 more, and then we'll switch hands. So I'm going to put it in the palm of the hand. I'm just going to keep those fingers out, and I'm going to push that thumb into that ball and push that ball into the palm of the hand. Trying to sit up nice and tall. So I am pressing and releasing slightly, but I'm still holding on to that ball. Got 2 more. Good, we'll stop. We'll wiggle those fingers a little bit. Then I'm going to go back into the fingers without the thumb, and I'm going to squeeze and I'm going to hold the contraction, but I'm not going to hold my breath. And I'm going to squeeze as tight as I can, try to keep that wrist straight for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll just switch hands. So it goes in the palm of the hand, no thumb, straight wrist, and I squeeze and I hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Give a little wiggle. And now you know what we're going to do. We're going to squeeze with just the thumb. So we're going to keep the fingers and wrists as straight as we can, and I'm trying to squeeze with that thumb for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we want to try to keep those fingers straight. Now sometimes I have to battle mine. Mine want to curl in or extend back. So just try to keep those fingers as straight as you can. Thumb goes on the ball. We squeeze into the palm and we try to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. We'll relax and we'll put our ball down and wiggle those fingers a little bit. I'm going to do some wrist circles. So the palms start out facing each other and my wrists are circling. I'm going to change direction. Then I'm going to take the palms down and still holding that gentle fist and just work up and down. Then I'm going to work in and out. Good, we'll flip the palm up, still in that gentle fist, almost like we're doing a wrist curl, up and down, and then we work in and out. Then I'm going to flip the palms together towards one another, thumbs up, and I'm ringing the handbells. Good, then I'm going to take that right arm and I'm going to push out and flex at the wrist. So I'm working straight. If you want to, you can give a gentle little pull, but you don't want to pull back real hard on the hand. I usually just work without the added resistance there, that added effort. And then I'm just going to flip it around, and then I'm going to try to reach back towards my forearm. And then we'll switch. So this is the hand that I broke many years ago. So I can't flex and extend as much in this hand as I can my other. So try to just remind myself of that. We are not in competition with each other nor with ourselves. And then we'll come around and try to bring that palm towards the forearm as much as you can. And then we'll give those hands a little bit of shake. So I sure appreciate you joining me for all of these videos. I hope you'll check out the rest on Facebook and YouTube. If you need something, please give us a call at the center. Wear your mask, wash your hands, sanitize, and I hope to see you soon. Have a great day.